Hey, welcome to How to Build Your Own Home. I want to talk about condensate lines and condensers. It's often really difficult to find a good place to place them. A couple things to think about. I've got one here for a forced air unit and one for a couple of mini splits, and that's why they're both different. And the mini split units, they just have a condensate line for each unit that goes to a particular room. It's about that big, and I've got four on this unit, and it's right. This one here is for the mini split unit, and you can see them all coming back into the unit over here. The hard part is where to exit the home. And I usually like to exit on the north or where there's less sun. Right here, I'm having the western sunset hitting this, and it actually works okay because we're in a high elevated climate. We're almost 7,000 feet up. So it's mostly cool about 10 months of the year. It's kind of a cool temperature. But you have to check with your HVAC contractor and the supplier and the manufacturer of these, because if you do place these in a northern climate or a wintry climate where you can get snow, and you've got an eave directly above it, they don't want snow landing on this. And if it does land on it, then they'll void the warranty if there's any damage or if there's any kind of a problem with that. Hence, we have an additional shed roof here over this to protect it. So if snow does come from the roof above, it's going to get protected. And this is really reinforced. I got some big, huge corbel supports there, so it really helps out. So again, check with your manufacturer. They're going to want to make sure this is covered if it's on an eave that has snow that can slide off for some reason. Now, this one here was a complicated situation because this here mini split services the basement, which is way over here. And I couldn't put it down there because I've got some windows down below, and I didn't want a condenser outside a window, so we had to bring it over here, which means I've got a chase. And this is something you want to watch out for. I've dealt with this a couple times on homes, even on my own home. I had some mini splits, and I brought a chase from up above where all the mini splits were, and I brought that chase down, and I covered it up. So we had to do the same thing here. And it may not necessarily be that attractive, but I didn't want these units on the approaching side of the house where you drive up and you see the beauty of the home. I didn't want them over there. I didn't want them on the front of the house. And there was no real good place on the back of the house because there's a lot of porch and a lot of gardening and a lot of backyard. So it really worked great to just put it here on the west side of the house. Think through that process. A lot of times, HVAC contractors and the really good ones will plan it out and talk with you about it. Some will just say, they'll go by the plan, which means the architect will have what you call a condenser pad, and they could be just about anywhere. They just kind of think where that might work best, but it may not work there. So you may want to sit down, talk with your HVAC contractor and say, how is the best place? Where's the best place to exit all those condensate lines? Because that can be a little bulky, and you can see that right here. I've got quite a few there, and I've got to exit the house with those line sets. Now, the main line set for the forced air system, that's a little simpler. But again, the pros and cons of these, this is a forced air unit, and I've got the big, huge duct systems running through the main level of the home. This here is the basement. And so the benefit of both of those is basically that I can shut off individual rooms in the basement, or even not even turn on the basement, or I can just turn on the main floor and live on that while maybe family is not here and they're not using the basement. This is a real plus. I do a lot of mixtures like this. Trying to do forced air on the basement and keeping everything warm was kind of not as efficient as I wanted it to be. Anyway, planning, thinking, foresight, plan for stuff like this. Talk with your HVAC contractor. Ask them what is the best way to exit, the best place to exit. This was a complicated one for me. We originally had one unit down below here. It just wasn't working, so we built a shed roof over this and put them all right here. We may end up putting some bushes right here. You have to have some certain clearance because all the air is getting forced out this way. All the air is getting forced out this way to cool off the coolant units and all that kind of stuff. So planning, forethought. And it worked out great. It just was not easy getting to this point because I didn't see this solution until I really had a conflict. And then I saw the solution and made it work. Talk with people. And when you talk with people, you eventually get a solution. But I want to give you a piece of advice when it comes to this. You want to avoid too many chiefs in the kitchen. One person could have an idea that just doesn't work, but they're pushing for it, and it just doesn't work. And if you feel in your gut it's not working, back off from that, let it sit for a second, and you'll come back to the next day and you'll find a solution that works better for the whole design and look and appeal of the home. This here can be a nightmare if it's done wrong, and it can actually work great if it's done right. But you have to think about those processes. I'm kind of alluding to some things I'm not talking about right now, but you get the point. Again, condensers, best place to look at them. And on your plans, don't let your architect just willy-nilly place them. Think about where they might best be placed. And when you know that in advance and you talk with the HVAC contractor, you can get that correction right up at the start. This is Keith talking about condensers, best place and protection needed. Check with your suppliers and manufacturers of what they require. This is how to build your own home.